Big news dropping yesterday in terms of the future of World of Warcraft. But before we get into that, I just want to clarify my comments yesterday because some people were thinking that I'm talking shit. I wasn't. I'm talking facts. Remix has, in fact, killed retail just a little bit, and I'll show you guys the numbers here and why I'm saying what I'm saying. So if we look at Mythic Plus numbers here real quick, we're looking at the different seasons of Dragonflight compared to the War Within, and you can clearly see there is a drop below drops, right? This solid blue line here is our current season, and we're at an all-time low in terms of participation. Now, what's interesting about this is you look back at, say, like, what was the last time we had one of these events? Season 2, maybe? Season 2, we had a Turbo Boost event that really shot up dungeon participation. We see 2 increases here and here. This season, we had a Turbo Boost event that led to a massive drop-off. Now, is that a shot at Turbo Boost in terms of it not being fun? No. It's actually a shot towards Remix because that's what people are playing for the most part. We've seen a ton of increases, and actually for the first time last week, we saw more Mythic Plus participation on the Remix side of things than the retail side of things. Now, Remix Mythic Plus dungeons are much more quick. You know, you could spam through them much more efficiently than you can, say, a retail version of it. But still, the numbers are quite high on that side of things. Again, we'll dig a little bit deeper into the numbers here. If you're interested in what the most participated in stuff is, again, we saw last week about a 46%, 46.28% of retail runs being compared to a Legion Remix run, so about 46.28% of runs being run on the Remix side, whereas now 118% is the ratio being flipped to the Remix side, more people doing Remix than are the retail numbers. It's interesting to look at now, what are the most popular stuff going on here? Right now in retail, if you want to look at it, 10s and 13s, or I should say 10s and 12s are the most popular keys being run. If you're running in those, you might not be feeling the drop-off. Now, I tried to queue up for Raid and for Mythic Plus just the other day, and you guys saw it live on stream. I mean, Raid was absolutely empty. It was a fucking ghost town. Typically on stream, we form up Raid in about, 5 minutes, guys? I mean, you could vouch or say I'm a fucking bullshitter. Whereas yesterday, we were about 10 minutes in, and we still had, 6 people in the Raid. Like, there was nobody. And I'm talking, we usually take 5 minutes to fill out a 30-man. So, yeah, there was a massive difference in terms of participation number, people just looking to do content in retail. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Hey, maybe Remix is just a lot of fun right now, and at least you have an option of something to do while we kind of wait for midnight to launch. You are a bullshitter. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Pella Lover. Besides that, if you're interested, what are the most fun, I should say, or the most completed right now runs in Remix? Say you're looking to do some Mythic Plusin'. Well, right now the Archway is the most completed dungeon and the most participated in dungeon. That's followed by Neltharion's Lair, Darkheart Thicket, Blackrook Hold, Maw of Souls, Halls of Valor, Eyes of Ajara, Eyeball, I should say just Eye of Ajara, Court of Stars, and then finally Vault. I mean, yeah, Vault was annoying back when Legion was around, so Vault of Wardens makes sense that it's the least participated in one here as well. Now, you could see in terms of bricking these keys, it doesn't happen in Remix. Nobody bricks keys. If somebody bricked a key, call a doctor, consult a professional, because something is wrong clearly there. Besides that, the split, most people right now are doing plus 30s, it looks like, on the Legion Remix side. And hey, it's okay. Legion Remix, people are having fun doing it, continue to participate in it. And we'll see where things go forward here from here on out. People will probably start to get back into retail a little bit more going into November, December here as we get more stuff coming out. 11.2.7, player housing, and then the midnight pre-patch and all of that. So enjoy it while you can. Moving on to some very interesting news here. It's happening, boys. It's happening. Probably the gaming industry's worst kept secret. I mean, we've been predicting this for quite a while now. World of Warcraft's coming to Xbox. But it's not just World of Warcraft. It's basically everything you've ever played on your PC will now be available on Xbox. Now, when is this going to happen? How's this going to play out? I'll get into the details here in a little bit. But yeah, basically, Microsoft is calling their next generation Xbox a full-blown Windows PC in console form. The system will run on Windows, giving players the option to install things like Battle.net and thus run World of Warcraft natively. Now, it'll also be able to install your launchers for Fortnite. We're talking about Origin launchers. Every launcher that Steam as well will be installable on this thing. So basically, it's going to run like a PC. And every PC game that you currently play will be playable on your Xbox, including things like old old PlayStation titles. We're talking about like God of War, titles like that were previously available on PC and PlayStation. You will now be able to play, technically, PlayStation games on your PC. We saw that barrier drop just yesterday when we were looking at the Halo event launch, and now Halo's going to be on PlayStation. So yes, the console wars are officially over. It's already happening. If you didn't know, Xbox did come out with a handheld that the Asus ROG Ally that can in fact run Windows and does run the Battle.net launcher. So yes, you could have been playing WoW already, technically on a Windows device if you had this. Now, what does this mean going forward? Look, the simplification of WoW, people have been, pissed off about some of these ability pruning, different things happening, the removal of add-ons. A lot of us talked about how that could have been a prelude to, World of Warcraft coming onto Xbox, because downloading add-ons on console is not really a thing. So all of these events and stuff that's been happening in WoW, yes, people have been saying that, they're just doing it to bring this game to console. And while I do agree a lot of these changes probably were made with this move eventually happening in mind, but I also do think that it's not healthy for a game to be dependent on outside add-ons to become playable at a high level. So I do think the overall health of the game will be better with the things they're doing right now. Are we going to have some growing pains? Most definitely. We're going to have some growing pains. A lot of these add-ons are going to be missed. The good thing is now Blizzard's finally dropped it all. They're working directly with these add-on developers to help bring these things into the game. So that's exciting to see as well. So it's going to be a laptop, basically, a heavy laptop. Yeah, or I would say like maybe a very affordable gaming PC. That's what it's going to be more. It's like it's not going to have a screen attached to it, so it's not really a laptop. It's going to be an affordable gaming PC. That's what it's going to be. Because right now, I mean, when it comes to PCs in general, you're talking about spending nearly $2,000 on a graphics card if you want something that's going to really pump up those frame rates and everything else. Whereas before, I mean, you used to be able to spend, if you spent $2,000, I spent $2,000 on this PC. This was like early COVID, and I built the fucking entire PC. So, I mean, this was like top of the line back when I built it. So, I mean, yeah, things have gotten a bit out of hand when it comes to PC part pricing and all that stuff. So, if you want to basically get people into gaming, you want more people on your, Game Pass, right? You want more Game Pass subscribers. How do you do that? Well, you bring down the barrier to entry. What's the biggest barrier to entry when it comes to PC gaming right now? Buying the fucking PC. So most likely, Microsoft's going to create a very affordable, maybe selling as a loss leader, small PC known as an Xbox. And then that's going to bring people into Xbox gaming, Game Pass, all that other shit. And if you subscribe to WoW, well, there you go. You're going to have that. Now, interestingly enough, no Xbox Live will likely be required to be able to play a game like World of Warcraft. Right now, if you have an Xbox, you got to have Xbox Live to play online. According to Windows Central, Microsoft isn't expected to require Xbox Live Gold for online play. That means you shouldn't pay anything on top of your regular WoW subscription. So basically what seems like it's going to happen is, the whole increase in Game Pass we saw not too long ago. Basically what they're going to be doing is Game Pass is going to be their subscription-based service. You can access games via Game Pass, and Xbox Live is no longer going to really be a thing. So this whole thing about rolling World of Warcraft into Game Pass, not going to happen. A lot of us talked about the potential for that. That's not going to be a thing. What is going to happen is you're going to be able to download Battle.net, and your WoW sub will carry over, and you'll be able to play your game natively on your Xbox. So there you go. Sam, are you sponsored by Microsoft? Don't I fucking wish? Are you serious? No. I would love to be, though. Instead, I've got, smacking sunflower seeds and G Fuel to throw your guys' way. Use code Samiccus. $1,000 to $2,000 isn't exactly cheap. Is that how much you think it's going to be? I mean, I don't think so. If I had to guess what this new Xbox is going to sell at, I would say maybe $500 to $900. They'll probably have different versions of it, with different graphics cards, RAM, all that shit. But yeah, I would say it's going to be less than $1,000. I think if you really want to drop the barrier to entry to PC gaming and really get people into Game Pass and all that shit, you're going to have to sell it at less than $1,000. Yeah. So that's what I think it's going to be. PS5 Pro is like 700-ish, right? Yeah, they've already kind of raised those prices. Yes, PS5 Pro. Right now, I believe you could still get an Xbox Series X for like $500 or something. So I'm guessing it's going to be sub $1,000. Less than $1,000. For less than $1,000, you'll be able to get what is considered to be a decent gaming PC that should be able to run all the games you want to run. You'll be able to play your Fortnite, your World of Warcraft, everything else, and be able to do so at a decent price. So that's what it's going to be. Yeah, sorry. The Sam vote didn't pass the last time in the last meeting. Yeah. I'm guessing it'll be 700 base, 750 base baseline. Yeah, I think so too. And they'll probably have a high-end model that creeps up to the 1,000. So I think it's a good thing. Overall, some people might be complaining, saying, "Oh no, we're gonna have controller players playing on World of Warcraft." And here's my thing. First off, you can play with the mouse and keyboard right now on Xbox. I mean, they have that kind of shit already available. But even if somebody's playing with a controller, whatever it is, I think the more people that play World of Warcraft, the better. I always said that, and I'll keep saying that. I don't want necessarily, mobile fucking World of Warcraft on your cell phone. That might not be the best way to play this game. But if we're talking about bringing console players into the game, talking about bringing people who never really had a home PC, making World of Warcraft accessible to them, I think it's better. I've always had the most fun playing WoW when the game is filled with people. I always love it when there's events and zones where you got just thousands of people everywhere crowding your screen. It's an MMO. And one of my favorite parts about an MMO is just the massive multiplayer aspect of it. So when it feels like the game is dead and there's not a lot of people playing, the game just doesn't feel as fun. So I'm totally down for this. I'm completely okay with it. By the way, you can play with a controller on your freaking PC too. World of Warcraft right now already has ways that you can use a controller to adapt to your rotation. And yes, they are simplifying rotations. Yes, they are simplifying boss fights. Yes, they are simplifying the game in many ways with the removal of add-ons. And I think all that's going to be for the better of the game going forward. So again, I'm completely okay with this. I want this to happen. And hopefully we'll see an increase in WoW players going forward with, yes, the game coming to Xbox finally. Besides that, we also see some more, introductory things, how you get people into the game and teach people about the game. Blizzard's trying to do a lot of that because, hey, if you're bringing a lot of new Xbox players into World of Warcraft, you're going to have to teach them a little something about this game. Well, Blizzard's adding a few ways to do that, and one of them is the Dungeon Journal. It looks like Blizzard now, we saw for Midnight, is adding a Keystone Dungeon Journal tab here. So there'll be a description of the current dungeons that are available for Keystone Dungeons, and a description of what Mythic Plus exactly is. So there'll be a description here in terms of what you'd be doing, what you're getting out of Mythic Plus, why you'd want to do a Keystone Dungeon, just kind of an intro for players who don't really know anything about it. Right here we see the description says, in Mythic Keystone Dungeons, players fight through empowered enemies and try to complete the dungeon within a time limit. So there you go. We also see some different things about affixes, pages about affixes, what it means when certain affixes start, what level of Keystone you'll get certain Zaloteth's Guile, replacing different things like Bargain and stuff like that. So again, introductory things into how Keystones will work, and even a little tab about the Keystone Vendor, where you can go buy things and do certain things with Keystones. So there you go, more introductory stuff, more ways to drop the barriers to play. Yeah, with a controller, you can really smash that one button. I mean, that's true. With one button rotation, you can play this thing on your phone. That kind of is true. That's totally the way to play. Now, obviously, one button rotation, we've looked at it, and yes, it is not bad, but it'll never be truly optimal, okay? I still don't expect a high-level raider and mythic rating to be able to get through shit by doing a one-button rotation, but yeah, if you want to be real casual, pick up a controller, sit on your couch, and play this game. Yeah, one-button rotation certainly allows for that. Okay, a few new pieces of loot that have been data mined here from the Midnight expansion. We see now the Spectral Hawkstrider. So we got a couple mounts from dungeons here. The Spectral Hawkstrider will drop from the Restless Heart in the Windrunner Spire dungeon. Yeah, it's a spectral version of the Hawkstrider. This is the Sylvanas dungeon, the Windrunner Sisters dungeon that we'll be able to do here. So there you go, a nice little Spectral Hawkstrider. And then we also see the White Hawkstrider. This is a revamped version of the one that already dropped in Magister's Terrace. Now we're going to have Magister's Terrace returning. So we got the mount returning in a revamped form. Nice looking Hawkstrider mount. We've looked at this one before. Yeah, so there you go. Blood Elves will be in for sure. And not only that, you'll be able to ride around on your Hawkstrider in Silvermoon dressed as a Silvermoon civilian. That's right, we got some Silvermoon civilian gear for those of you guys who like to walk around, or RP is your favorite civilian. I don't know what it is about this stuff, but a lot of people love this shit. So we have a little Solus Transmog here, nice looking stuff, obviously Blood Elf colors on the start there. A few little things here, boots. I kind of like this vest, it's not bad actually. Obviously, another thing coming in Midnight I think a lot of people have forgotten about is the new transmog and the way that shit will work. You will be able to set a transmog specifically for when you walk into a city. So if you're riding around in your dungeon gear, you just got back from raiding, covered in blood and the guts of your enemies, and then you want to walk into Silvermoon, you'll be able to set it so your transmog automatically changes as soon as you walk into Silvermoon. So this citizen gear might be more relevant than it's ever been. You might be able to set this shit to automatically transmog over as soon as you walk into a city. We also have here this dignitary transmog. Not bad. Kind of looks like a rogue with a tank top on. I don't know. Some people like it. Yeah, there you go. This one looks pretty nice. The elegant transmog. This is a nice looking mage set. Again, a nice little civilian one here. Yeah, this red colorway, very blood elfy, I would say. The blue and yellow is nice for a lion's gear. That's true, actually. Yeah, the blue and yellow does work very well with the lion's gear. The red, obviously, very cool. This red and black also could work for Horde on that side of things. So, some nice looking gear. Transmog gear, again, is going to be very slot specific going forward and region specific. So, wherever you are in the game, you can set your transmog to look like different things. So, this civilian gear, again, might be more relevant than ever. Crazy stuff happening. We'll continue to cover the news, more Xbox stuff to come, I'm sure, and everything else happening in and outside the world of Warcraft. But for today, that is all in terms of news.